So just a disclaimer, guys, will ask you that you read this as well. We have to have this at the beginning of the shows from now on, just so that we can cover our back, because we do talk about a lot of really important information. We give a lot of advice and stuff out, guys, and I do feel that we need to have our backs covered when doing so. So that is the disclaimer, and now we'll get on with the show. So welcome to another Willows Witchy Den. So tonight, me and my beautiful sister Drew, we are going to do an open Q&A question and chat, guys. So anything you want to talk to us about to do with the paranormal, spirituality, witchcraft, working with spirits, anything you want to ask us, please feel free to do so. So I'll just let Sister Drew come over and say hello to you as well, guys. But lots of love, lights and blessings, and a merry meeting to you all.
Hello everybody, it's so nice to be back this Monday evening to chit chat with you all. As you know, my name is Drew, but my sisters all call me Athena, that is my witchy name. So definitely guys, if you want to check out some paranormal, some more spiritual support, some tarot, check out my channel as well, please. And remember, I have got my show here on Within the Cauldron and on Tuesdays now, doing some divination, so definitely check that out. And I would just like to welcome everybody into the room. Thank you all for coming. Back to you, Sister
Yes,
Sherry.
hello. So obviously I'm Willow, Sherry also, but I do like to be called Willow when I'm doing anything to do with my witchcraft and stuff like that. I'm a paranormal investigator. I am a practicing witch. I am a training shaman, and I do a lot of investigations. I do a lot of live streams where I talk and educate, uplift. I'm also a reader of different divination tools as well, and I do support Sister on her show on a Tuesday, as she does on mine on a Monday. We're always as a trio, always.
Yep.
Normally we've got three of us as well. We normally have our lovely Mystical, but hopefully we'll
She'll
get
be
some
back
shows
soon.
back with her as well. She's got a lot going on at the minute. So we've got a lot of people. We've got Kerry in this room. Hello, Kerry sis. We've got lovely Kim sis.
Welcome in, Kim. Welcome in, Kara. Brother Scott as well. Welcome in. And
We've got
William is
brother
watching
Scott.
upstairs. Welcome in,
Hello.
William.
And Wooly, hello. There is 8 people actually watching in the room, so I know there are other people watching. I know that my fella said that he's going to watch, so hello to you as well, baby, if you are watching. So obviously, so tonight, open, guys. Ask us anything you want to ask. If we are allowed to answer it, we shall answer it. If we cannot, we will say we will pass that question because it is secret.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Normally, we're pretty open books, to be honest. So
Yeah.
fire away, guys. Maybe
remember,
have a little talk because it's Monday. We're probably just trying to get our brains to start working a bit.
Exactly.
So that
Remember, it doesn't have to be about the craft or anything. It could be about anything. You've got questions about tarot, oracle, any other divination things.
Yeah.
Also,
Anything.
different tools, whatever you want, really.
So maybe while we're just sitting here, then while we're waiting for people to think about things to say or ask or whatever, maybe we just do like a little chat. So obviously we'll talk about what we've probably been getting up to through the week, see how you guys are doing. So for me, it's been a really busy week. I've had an interviewing show that I had with Matthew Turner. That was a really cool show. We spoke about Primrose. We spoke about all my spiritual path, how I got to be and who I am. So that was an amazing show to do. And I met some really amazing people from there. And we will be bringing one of the ladies that I met through that group up for an interview. She's a very interesting lady. So I've been trying to sort out things for interviews to get people to come up. So I've got one lady that's going to be coming up and talking about her experiences with dragons and how she gets dragons showing in clouds and stuff, and you can actually see them. Wow. It's absolutely amazing. She's got pictures and everything. So she does that. She sees and has like some forms of connection with dragons. She's also pretty good with the herbs and stuff, and she is going to see if one of her friends is going to come up with her. That is another person that's really good with herbal stuff and really acknowledgeable. So we've got that interview in about 4 weeks. We've got 2 really good shows. So obviously we've got tonight's show, then we've got 2 other shows coming up, and that one of them is based on a witch in Ireland, the first ever witch to ever be sentenced It's not to do with the witch trials, but it's a really interesting story. And
Right.
she lived. So we're going to be doing a show on that. We're going to be doing a show on Amityville.
That'll be interesting.
Yes, we're going to do a show on them too. What else am I doing? Oh my god, my head's gone like blank
I'll
at the minute.
try
I've had
to
so much
find
I've been
the
doing this week.
files. Do you remember I used to have files when we talked about Amityville way back about 3-4 years ago? There was a man
We
reached
did,
out
yeah.
to me. Remember, he reached out to me and he gave me loads of different files because he had been communicating with the man Lutz in the jail for about 4 years. So he gave me a lot of pictures. He gave me about 6 pictures, and he gave me all the letters and things that I think there was about 6 letters that it was the communication between him and the man Lutz. I did give the files to
Oh,
somebody
well, that
else.
might be really good to try and find that for the show, then, sis. Hello,
Yes.
Mystical Sis. Hello.
I may
Hello,
need to get my old. Welcome in, everybody. I may need to get into my old
Spirit.
phone and try and find them, but I'll definitely try for the next week's show.
Yeah,
And
no, definitely, because I think
about
Amityville's in 2 weeks. We've
Yeah.
got the first show. The first show that we're going to be doing next week is the one with the witch. The witch
Okay.
is next
Right.
week. The week after that is Amityville, because I thought maybe we would need a bit more time to get stuff together for that
Yeah,
one.
I'll give you time to
Yeah,
try
I
and
mean,
find the file. Yeah.
we're going to be doing that. Then I've got another. I know that I said that there was another show that. Oh yeah, then I've got the interview with the lovely lady that I was saying to you about, and
Yeah.
hopefully there'll be somebody else joining us. So there'll be 2 of them, hopefully. So that's going to be the 3rd week, and then after that we've got to try and come up with some ideas. If there's any ideas or things that you maybe want me and Sister Drew to do and talk about, or because I don't just want it to be educational stuff, I want to do exciting stuff as well. I want to do you some card readings and rune readings and do like lots of different things. I don't just want it all to be based on us as witches. I want us to learn you about histories about witches, histories about paranormal, all sorts of things. That's what this show's about. So
Yeah,
hello, Bud Files.
Welcome in, Bud Files. Nice to see you, brother.
Highlight.
I'm
So
anonymous.
like so many shows coming on, and not on top of that, I'm so busy as well because like I've revamped 3 of my groups up. They're not completely finished yet because I'm trying to add in the material that I'm wanting for them actual groups. So
Yeah.
I've got, oh my god, like I'm literally, guys, I've really been trying to do everything that I possibly can to have
so
better
busy.
stuff for the shows and stuff like this. I've been working flat out trying to sort this all out. So some of the groups I've got are my old groups, but I've revamped them up. So we've got. Why is it that everybody has to keep messaging me when I'm trying to get things up? Willow's Magical Adventures, Deities of the Other Realm. Okay, so that one used to just be Willow's Magical Adventures. It's now got Deities of Other Realms. So in this group, we put everything from fairies, dragons, angels, spirit guides, animal totems, animal guides, all sorts of information about different energy. So that is the sort of stuff we're going to be posting in there. So anything educational, any educational videos, any educational posts that you've got on these deities and stuff, put them in there, because it is kind of an educational group. This is what I'm trying to do with my groups, make them more educational now. So nothing with paranormal or anything is put into that group. It's all to do with the spirits and guides and stuff. Okay, then I will talk to you about my new one last. My next one is Willow's Magical Folk. Now this page again is another educational page, but it's for witches, shaman and spiritual people. So you can put magical posts up, you can put stuff for learning, like different herbal remedies, jars, things like that in there. And that is just particularly for like spiritual and open people that are in the craft, in certain things, shamanism, whatever, them sort of things, witchcraft. Then I revamped my Strange and Unknown streaming network. I've gave that a new facelift. Obviously, this site has always been for paranormal and like UFO stuff. It has got little bits of mixes of witchy stuff in there. There's interviews. That is normally a page that I open to anybody posting stuff in, and I'm okay with you doing that as long as it is to those topics, your extraterrestrial, your paranormal, bits of witchy shows. If you do interviews and stuff like that, anything like that can go into this group. Okay, but again, we can put educational bits in there as well. It's about getting these groups to lift. And then this week, me and brother Mike, we've for 2 weeks been working on a new schooling group, which is where you can come to meet people, talk to people, be with people that are like you. It don't matter if you've been in the craft for a long time or you're somebody that's new to the craft, or you're somebody that's maybe thinking of coming into the craft. This group is going to be a group for you, just like within the cauldron as well. And they're all in this group with me and Mike. So this group has got all of that sort of texture into it, but you've also got educational posts and videos. You've got documents and files with lots of witchy information and shaman information. They're more like courses where you can educate and learn yourself, and this will help you to find your paths. We're also going to be having we're going to be doing a storybook club once a week in there, but it's not a storybook club about fictional stuff. It's actually a storybook club where we read you different books from different spiritual practices, histories of different magic. There's a lot of very influential and very, very precise research in these books. So we're going to be doing book clubs like that as well. There's going to be like uplifting stuff that we're doing and things. I have actually asked Chrissy if I could remove my Facebook group, my Facebook profile off of StreamYards, and actually to put my new show page on Facebook on there, so that it's a place that we can stream out to. So obviously this one is for people that are like witches, shamans, spiritual, if they're looking for their path, if you're on a path and you're just needing to be with people that you can be educated by and be friends with and be with people that are like yourselves, then the magic within new Facebook group is the one that you can actually come over and actually join. What I'll do is I'll let sister talk a little bit, see what she thinks to all of that, and I'm just going to post you the links to each of the groups into the chat so that you have got them, guys, and you can go and join, because that would be really cool. So I'll let you talk for a minute, sis.
Yeah, guys, it's basically a better Witchy 101. Sister and I was going to do Witchy 101, and we did start it, and probably in the future we'll go back to doing some Witchy 101. But this is going to be like a better deep dive. All these people that is in within the cauldron are so intelligent. They know their stuff. They know everything about a lot of the things that I didn't know about. So even I'll be a student in there for a lot of it. I will be helping probably teach some of the stuff as well. But a lot of the stuff I will be in there as a student, just like you guys. So I definitely recommend that everybody that wanted to learn a little bit more spirituality, a little bit more about the craft, all the different religions, even different deities, different ways, just everything, guys. Basically, a spiritual 101. Definitely check it out. It's going to be one of those places. And I was noticing through watching the live stream the other day that Mike and Sister Sherry did do, that there's going to be a lot of files in there that you can sit and study yourself. So for all, there'll probably be places that we can go and meet up together and sit and study together. There's also in there you can go in and grab a file and sit and study it at your own leisure. And there's books and things that Mike has added in there as well. So definitely check it out, guys. Welcome in, Harry. Nice to see you here again. It's going to be great. It's going to be the start to a really, really good thing. So I reckon that you all should check it out. I'm really excited for it to start. Well, it has started now, hasn't it? So it's really good. It's going to be good, guys. And remember, if there's any questions, definitely just message Sister Sherry or within the Cauldron group and ask any questions over there. The Sister Sherry has got it all in the chat, guys, if you want to grab on some of the links.
Yeah, no. The thing The first one is to the Willows Magical Adventures, the deity one. The second link in there is to the new group, which is the Magic Within. I'm now just going to send you the third one, which is Willow's Magical Folk, which is for anybody that's shaman, spiritual, or witch, and they're wanting somewhere they can be educated and come and just chill and hang out. It's not these groups are not as educational in the factor as what me the Magic Within one is. The Magic Within one is really, really educational.
Yeah, it's going to be
And
good, guys.
we've all put a lot of work into
And there'll be shows every night of the
there.
week
We've
as well
all
from the Pin
added a lot
Cauldron.
of stuff there. But sister,
Yeah.
so I have more of it, educational stuff. Obviously, like witches and people that have been in covens, you've actually got naturally born and naturally practiced witches that have learned everything from like experience and stuff and how we come into it. So everybody's really excited about that, because if there's something I've been noticing recently, a lot of people are swaying away from trying to come into the craft in the way that they're part of a certain faith. They want to be more natural and more open. So people like me and Sister Drew will be perfect to talk about that, because we're natural. Even Sister Mystical, even though Sister Mystical has a family trait, everything she does is natural, same as Sister Kerry. So there's a lot of really good people that could contribute, people that want to be more natural. We've got 19 people watching, guys, so everyone is rooting from everywhere. So hello, my darlings, to all of you. Amora's in here, hello, and Christina, sis, hello. How are you?
Laura is another sister who could help us with some teachings if she would.
Yeah, and that's what I want. Obviously, in the educational one that we've got, it's okay for you to put educational posts and stuff up if you're like admins or moderators, but it's not that sort of group where you start piling in all of your shows. It's only the moderators that are going to be putting up show things, because it's an educational schooling place. Yeah, you know what I mean, and we don't want people getting confused. So only our shows will be going up in that criteria. Obviously, all of the people that are in our community that we've been with for years and years. Obviously, you've got your Strange and Unknown streaming network, and you've also got. I wouldn't be having paranormal posted in the spirits side one, and I'm definitely wouldn't be having paranormal posted in the witches and shaman side. But the other two, you're more than welcome to put your witchy stuff and things in there. You're welcome to put your paranormal stuff in there. If you are a paranormal investigator, your best place is to be putting in your Strange and Unknown streaming network, because there's over 2,000 people in there. You know, it's just I'm trying to put a structure into my groups, because what we're aiming to is going to be very professional. I can't talk to you about the new project that everyone's coming up with. Sister Drew knows about it, but we're not allowed to say a lot because we don't want people nicking this idea. But it's going to be huge. Like, you think everything's getting really big now. It's not even happened yet. And there is a table of 7 people, and we are all working very, very hard to bring stuff into this. And there's a number 8 as well, because Sister Drew's just become part of one of the chats. So, but the main 7 are myself, Chrissy, Chris, Bradley, and all these. And we are really, really working to bring you guys amazing content all the time. Literally. It's all I can say.
Time in right now too. I'm working constant, so I wouldn't expect to be in there when I couldn't put in as much content as anybody else. But I'm helping. I'm in there for anything that you want to talk about as well. I do my shows on a Tuesday, which is the divination shows, and I will be doing a show on a Sunday night, which is talking about all the different spirits, all the different spiritual ways to communicate with them and things. So that's going to be an exciting show. I just don't know what to call it yet, but it's generally going to
come up with this if you want me to come up with you. I can come up with you if you want me to.
Of course. Yes, of course you're coming
Lady
up.
Witch, hello, darling.
Welcome in, everybody. It's nice to see you all here. Thank you all for sharing.
I haven't seen you in here for a while.
It's nice to see you. but I love your lip colour. Oh, thank you very much. It's actually
No, over there,
natural.
please. I'm online. Over. Move.
The only thing I
Move.
wear on my lips, guys, is Lipsil. I don't wear any lipstick on my lips. I don't like anything on my lips. Just usually a bit of that Lipsil in case if I'm getting sore lips.
There is. And within the Cauldron is a really good place to go to as well. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of amazing groups at the minute, guys, that you can be part
There's
of.
something for everybody. Also, you're going to be doing the show about the, what do you call them, the Sasquatch? Is it Sasquatch? Bigfoot or something?
Sasquatch. There's lots of different shows that they do. We've got paranormal shows, cryptid shows, witchy shows, so many different types of shows and stuff that we're doing. Mike does the shamanic drumming on a Friday, which is really cool, which I join in with because obviously I know how to use drums and I do drumming, and I'm obviously a training shaman, so I kind of have some of that rhythm already. But
that's what it looks like, guys, on the Facebook. I've just shown them the Facebook page for the Within the Cauldron so they can go search it. That's what it looks like. So definitely search it on Facebook,
yeah, Within
guys.
the Cauldron. Yeah, let me. I'll
find your shows.
Let me get their link to their group so that you can follow them as well, guys, because I'm part of an amazing community. Amazing. I've already started off an amazing community. We've already been pillars in this community and will continue to be, yeah. But it's just nice to bring new faces to it and us all be working together. I think it's an amazing thing to be doing.
Definitely is. There's just so much potential for teaching and supporting people.
And that one that I've just put in now is this one is that is Within the Cauldron. So the last one that I've just put under Kim's name is Within the Cauldron's link, so you can join their chats, guys. If you want to be part of education, you want to be part of stuff that's going on, if you're wanting to get on your paths, you're wanting to find your path, you're wanting to be more in contact and communication with it all, just join all of these groups. Be bowled over with too much information, you won't know where to go. You know what I mean? There's so much stuff in there. You know what
just too much options. Do what I do, guys. I'm going to be picking something to learn. Probably the shaman side that Mike has posted. I'll pick something like that. I'll probably go in there, read it through, study it for a little while, and then I'll move on to something else. Because if I pick some 2 or 3 topics,
Mike's more the shaman side.
Yeah.
Mike's more the shaman side and the educational side, and Sister Chrissy and Sister Chrissy and brother Chris, their husband and wife, and all their family are witches, and they've had just over 30 years in the craft. They have been a priest and priestess for 27. So they have got files upon files upon files of information to do with witchcraft. So loads of files have been put in that education group.
And they've also organised different witchy days and things, or what do you call it, witchy festivals and things like that. So they're really knowledgeable people, guys. So if anybody knows anything even about that, it'll be them. Yeah. But our sister Sherry and I have done it all. Lonesomes. And they've been part of huge communities. So it's interesting. It's really exciting.
At the end of the day, we're both part of a community. Like, for the first time in my life, I feel like I can breathe because I'm around people that are on my wavelength, because I've got the knowledge. It's just I've never really had people that understand it to that extent like I do and like you do. So it's really nice to have people that are there, but it's also nice to have people that can learn you about things you don't know, because I don't know everything. I don't know everything. You know what I mean? And it's so good. We're all going to be learning together, guys. There's a lot of stuff we bring to the table that we can learn you, but there's a lot of stuff that we're still in training on. So and that places, these places are just the place to go to, guys, to get all of that.
Welcome
It's
back,
going to be
Mr.
amazing.
Carl. Yeah, and guys, as well, remember a lot of this stuff that we do, there's different ways to do things. So even if you do know your own way of doing it, it's nice to see somebody else's way of doing things as well. It's a really, really exciting times. We always knew last year that this year was going to be special, but we just didn't realise how special until we met, still Sister Sherry introduced it within the Cauldron guys. So I feel as if they're the puzzle piece that we've all needed. We've all needed something there just as a structure to help push more stuff out on. And they've got it all set up already. So Sister Sherry taking us all along in this journey is really appreciated.
Yeah, and that is what it's always been about. I know that people haven't really seen me going live on my channel, but don't think that I forgot about you guys. Everything that I do and everything that I'm aiming at doing is for you guys. It's not for me, it's for you guys. You know, I've got knowledge, I've got way. I'm not here to be educated anymore. I'm here to educate you. Yes, there are still things I'm learning, and I'm going to do that perfectly. But you know, I'm part of groups where they know what they're talking about. And
every day,
you know, they're very amazing.
Yeah,
That's what
it's good to learn other things as well. I mean, we do know a certain amount, but as Sister Sherry said, we don't know everything. So it really is good to see other practices.
Like
And
for me,
other
for instance, I've learned everything naturally. Yes, I've learned about the read. I've learned about certain rules and certain things you have to do. I've learned about color magic. I've learned about all that sort of stuff. But the stuff that they put in these rooms really signify the way magic works and everything. And that's something that I've never, ever, you know, studied, because I've always been natural. So to me, it's really exciting. Even though I probably know a lot of it, there's going to be a lot I don't know. So it's going to be really cool.
Definitely. It takes you out your comfort zone as well. I must admit, guys, the majority of magic I've done has been candle magic. I have done a lot of unbinding spells. I've done a lot of healing rituals and things. But the right spell work and things, the likes of Mystical Love and Light does, and a lot of the other witches does, like the right stuff where you need different tools. I've not done a lot of that. I've more done like maybe 6 or 7 different, as I said, healing rituals, candle magic, unbinding, binding. I've done binding as well, freezer gels, freezer spells, that type of thing. So it's going to be really good to see other spells and things that I can get my witchy fingers around.
Yeah, you're pretty much like what I am, like what I'm like. Yeah, I've done all of them. Yes, I've done Return to Sender and stuff as well. I've done that only a couple of times though, but I do know how to do that, and I have done it. But that, again, I am going to specify this. It's not a spell that you just go and do for no reason. You need to make sure you've got all of the evidence there. You've got the information to do, and it's not a curse or a hex. It's just you sending back the energy to the person. But before I even consider doing anything like that, I have to see evidence that this person's having the trouble that they're having. You know what I mean? So, and I've, in those 3 occasions, I've known the situations, you know what I mean, and what's going on. So, but it's not something I just do off of my heart and do all the time. It's not something I do very often, but I do a lot of the same sort of spells as Sister Drew. Obviously, I do nature spells and healing as well, because I do that side of stuff. But there's so much to the craft that, because I've not been educated by anybody, I don't know a lot of that side of it, and these guys know about it. So it's going to be really good to follow it all. And hopefully get our shaman paths open.
I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more from Mark. I think as Mark does a lot of the herbs and things, guys. I think he's got a farm. He's got his own farm and things, and he does his own stuff. So it'll be interesting to see a lot of what Mark can teach us.
Mark's got an eco farm. Everything is about being healthy and safe with his farm. He's got lots of different animals and stuff that he works with. He's the one that done the show with Sister Chrissy the other day, where he was talking about the farming and the new show that he's bringing out, where he
That's
can
going to
learn
be
people
interesting.
to do things from home and do it without having to spend loads of money. So Mark is a really intelligent guy and that sort of stuff. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more shows coming from Mark and from
That's
everybody on
as
the
well.
market side of stuff. He's also the guy that is trying to make something really big happen for all of the community, but I can't say much about that. So yeah, he's a really cool guy.
It's
Then
good.
you've
It's
got
going to
Mike.
be good.
Mike's a shaman, but he also does other stuff, and he's
That's
really
really cool.
intelligent. He is really, really intelligent in what he does. He can depict codes in pictures and write down what it actually means. He's really clever. And then
Yeah.
you've got
Now he
Chrissy and
remembers
Chris.
all the stuff.
Chrissy and
Must have been
Chris,
very
they're both long-term coven priest and priestess. They're also part of a council to do with the witchcraft as well. So they are really big and
yeah.
really deep into their craft. They know their stuff.
Exciting times, guys.
Barbara, which is Mark's wife, she doesn't really give herself a brand on what anything that she is, but she obviously helps to run the farm. She's really acknowledgeable, very clever. She knows a lot of stuff when it comes to religious scripture and stuff like that. She's really clever. I think I'm just going to lose count of how many people are in this thing, and they've all got their own uniqueness.
There's also
intelligence.
Chrissy's cousin. What's his name? The man with the black hair. Chrissy's cousin.
Nico is another. He's another
interesting.
priest. He is a priest, and he is part
He's
of
really
his own covens and communities.
Yeah.
He's been a priest. He's been in it for a very long time. Very educated in the craft. He knows a lot about dragons and fae, like myself. So like when I found out that he was into all of that, and that Chris has had experiences, and Mike's had experiences with dragons and stuff. He does meditation and stuff as well. So it's just amazing, guys. I can't express it enough.
It's exciting.
You know, if you want to learn, I know you've learned a lot from us, and you're going to continue to learn a lot from us. We will always be the ones that put you in your paths and stuff. Yeah. But if you want to come along on this journey with us and us help you and educate you even more so by educating you with other people, then, you know, this is the journey for you guys to be taking. There isn't anything you can't learn from all of us now, because there's loads. Me and Sister Drew and Pops and people like that, you tried to cover as much as we could together. But there needed to be more people, and there needed to be more people that are on our wavelength, because I found that with some of the people I work with, I weren't quite reaching the level that I wanted to be reaching in myself because of where I am in what I do. But I enjoy the shows, but I've always wanted to be able to do my education. It was me that had the idea of opening the schooling group. It was me. I said that it's something I've always wanted to do. I tried to do it quite a few years back, but to do with the paranormal, and it didn't work out. And I said it weren't the end. Something would come back. Yeah. And we started up the Witch 101. And there's no reason for the Witch 101 to be stopped, sis. We can still do the Witchy 101. We can do that through it. You know what I mean? Like, at some point we're gonna have
anyway.
Yeah, at the minute I think it's about the education, and tuning into all of us and us learning new things and stuff like that, and then we'll get into the more precise stuff after. Q, will you be doing any spirit box sessions soon? I will be getting back to doing some spirit stuff. Yeah,
we definitely will. And also, guys, for the people that do follow Mystical Love and Light, she is going to change her channel name, guys. She's going to change her channel from Mystical Love and Light to Nell's Homestead, I think it is. Put it in the chat, Sister Mystical, and Sister Sherry can share it up on the screen. There will be Mystical Love and Light.
Yes, do it. You know that you can still... Even though I'm part of other communities and stuff, guys, I've made it very clear to all of them, I will always support anything that my guys are doing. I am about you guys, and you can still post your channels and stuff in here. It's not going to stop. This is about you.
Yeah, Kerry, I'll be doing
sis, do
things. Sundays will be for.
They are
talking about spirits, talking to the spirits, that type of thing. So definitely on Sunday, Sister
Yeah.
Kerry, keep an eye out. And I'll try and get some live ghost hunts
And
in as well. Try and go little walks.
I will try. I'll come and join you on them shows if you if you want me to,
Definitely.
sis. I've got stuff and bits and I've got knowledge.
Yeah,
I've got
for
knowledge
sure.
as well. You know what I mean? I can help you with them.
Yep, we're
And I'm going to be,
co-pilot.
when it gets warmer, I'm going to be getting back out onto investigations. I actually want to start doing the fairy watching again as well.
Definitely. It's exciting, the spring
We need
coming.
to get some more stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's from the March the 15th. It's going to be to Tennell Family
Right, let me
Happenings.
put this up. Let me
Family
put this up for you, sis. There you go. That's going to be the new name, guys.
It's an amazing channel, guys, and that just covers a little bit more of the homestead stuff that they do. But there will be Mystical Love and Light playlists on there where she still will be sharing our tinctures, our jars, our spells, all the things that Mystical does. She does a lot of teachings, guys. You've got no idea the amount of information that is on Mystical Love and Light's channel for this type of thing. So she will be joining us as well, guys, back to the three of us doing live streams and things once she gets her little witchy room back, some heat in it. It's just really cold where Mystical is.
Yes,
So
and hopefully soon she'll be up for that interview that me and Sister Drew want to do with her as well. But we know that she's really busy at the moment, and this time of year does get busy for her because she's getting prepared. So we understand that. But yeah, we should be getting back to some spirit connection and stuff like that, guys. And I'll be getting back to watching the
your question, sis. Lady Witch is saying, Sister Willow, are there dragons out there as well?
Yes, there are dragons out here in this world as well. I think a lot of people, when they actually think about dragons, they expect that it's going to be some massive energy that's just going to come and show and start walking in the middle of your road. They are in spiritual form, guys. I see them as if they're not in spiritual form, okay? Because in their realms, they're completely different to us, okay? So they can make themselves invisible. They can make themselves look ghostly, just like the Fae can. But yes, they're very real, and they are very large, or some of them are very small, and they work in many different things, and that's why they're here. Like they've got different. They look after portals and gateways. They have some of them have links to nature. They have links to the universe. They have links to the world itself as well. Some of them do work with humans. We're all actually born with a dragon guardian and guide, just as we do a spirit guide. Okay. It's just not everybody's aware of that. Are they creatures for you to just start working with? No, you need to get your information, your research, and your studying. Do not go working with fairies and dragons without. Don't go working with dragons.
Yeah, don't unless you. When I was at Sister Sherry's,
don't go working with fairies or dragons if you've got no knowledge. You need to study and to learn about them.
It was when we came back the walk for being up the fairy realm and we sat meditating, and when we were meditating,
are you asking me? Did I see dragons when I was on my fairy walks? I see dragons all the time. I can be just sitting there just as I do with the Fae, and I'll be able to see them flying around in areas and things that they're connected to. So yeah, I do see that energy a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to. It's different to talk to spirit guides. You really do need to tune in to do it.
In Wales, definitely, Kara. Wales is the land of dragons.
There's plenty in Wales. Plenty in Wales, definitely.
Yeah, so I'll tell you the story about how my dragon connected to me, okay? When I was at Sister Sherry's the first time and we went to walk up the fairy realm, and when we came back and I fell into a meditation, and just as I was meditating, I seen my dragon's eye. He's not let me see any further than his eye and his tail and some of the spikes on his back. So basically, I think what he's doing is he's just slowly introducing himself to me. When I go into a meditation, I can connect to him easily now, but he won't let me see any further than his head or his tail. So it must be like a process for them to connect to you and let you get used to their energy and things. But I do know that he's blue. I know that he's blue. It's actually blue, light blue and dark blue, but he's also got like a darker blue eye. He's really very beautiful. I wish I could take a picture in my mind's eye and show you all. Maybe this year I can dedicate more time to connecting to my dragon. I think he feels that I need to put the time in first. I've not put much time towards that, guys, and I will probably this year. But I think I need to show more dedication before he'll show me more of him, you know? I think that's the way it works.
Yeah, the things with dragons and stuff when you're working with them and stuff, if you're somebody that's just gradually opening to them and you don't get to connect with them very much, then that they take longer to open up to you and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's not in that process at the moment where he's working with you completely, Drew, because obviously you're busy and stuff. Because when you do work with him, you'll know about it. Because when you work with dragons, one thing you really need to be prepared with, right? They will take you back to your past. They will show you where your troubles from your past have come into this reality. Now, this can be very stressful. It's a bit like doing your shadow work when you're working with your dragons, okay? So you need to be prepared of this. And they're not scared to tell you straight to the spot what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. They're not like your spirit guides and stuff, guys. They are ancient and they're full of wisdom, and they should be very much took notice of. The same with the Fae. The Fae are very wise when it comes to nature and stuff like that, just like your gods and goddesses and things. They take very seriously. Yeah. But just like dragons, you shouldn't be treading it easy with the Fae either, because the Fae take a lot of work to communicate with them and to be open to as well. They are extraordinary energies, them and the dragons, guys, and it is a great honor if you get to be able to work and experience them. So make sure you do that with honor and you take notice of everything, and remember that if you're thinking of working with these sorts of energies, make sure you're dedicated to do it, because once you do it, you cannot step back out. You're not allowed to step back out. They do not like that.
Yeah, I'll definitely make more time this year to connect to him. I definitely will. Probably when I come to see you next month, I'll probably take more time. I feel as if I'm more connected with in Sister Sherry's house. It's just the kind of space that she's got there. It's very mellow, very connected at all times. Here, because there's lots of different energies in and out my house, it's a wee bit harder to keep that energy here. But definitely in Sister Sherry's house, you connect like that. So I think once I go back down there next month, I'll probably connect more to him. But it's an interesting journey with the dragons, much like the fairies, as Sister Sherry says. You've got to put the time in. You've got to dedicate yourself to it. You've got to show them that you really want it as well, that you really are interested in knowing their history and things, not just what they can do for you. They want you to go learn their history.
You're not with them. They don't like you coming in there to benefit yourself either. If you're going to work with the dragons and you're going to work with the Fae, they're going to want you to make sure that you look after the natural world and stuff like that. That is very important to both of them. So, you know, they're not there to be used for power and energy. You give as much to them as they do to you. That is just what these energies are like. They're not like your spirit guides and stuff, even though with your spirit guides and stuff, you should do that as well. But your spirit guides are more understanding. These guys will not take your crap.
No.
They're not like that. So don't upset them.
It's just interesting because definitely I wasn't expecting to be connecting to my dragon that day. All we done was we went to the fairy realm, and it was absolutely amazing, guys. And the people that were there in the live stream and things that Sister Sherry and I did, you know how special it was. For the people that didn't get to see it, it's definitely on Sister Sherry's channel when I went down last year, when we went there, but it was absolutely amazing. And when I came back, Sister Sherry had her music on, just as she always does. She's always got that type of music on in the background. And the thing, I don't know if you fell into a meditation as well. I can't remember, but I definitely fell into a meditative state. And I could see all different things. I could also see as well the fairies and things. I don't know if I should share this or not. Maybe better not.
No, you're all right. No, you're all right. Promoter's saying it's all right. As long as you don't go into personal stuff, it's all right talking about your experience. They don't mind you talking about the experience and that.
So one minute I was with the fairies and I could see it was as if we were back in the fairy realm, but you could see the fairies and things like on Sister Sherry's shoulder, like Sister Sherry was there. You could see the fairies all around her. It was really special, guys. I would have to sit and remember half of it. It was amazing. But the next thing I knew, I'd seen this big dragon eye in my mind's eye. It was like a dragon's eye. And then I just knew he was my dragon. And then he let me see a little bit of his head with the spikes on his head. And then just gradually, now when I go into a meditation and I ask to see him, he'll show me little parts of him. But I think what he's trying to tell me is that I need to put in more time before he's going to go any further, because he doesn't show me a lot or anything. So I need to dedicate more time to him. I know that myself.
No, you need to
Yeah,
just like dedicate time to him and stuff, and then he'll do it. You know what I mean? Like, he understands you've got a life, he understands that you're busy, that he's not going to push onto you. He'll wait for you
yeah.
to do that opening. They do. It's not they're going to push themselves onto you. Yeah, my fae used to turn up at my window and knock and stuff like that, but they never pushed themselves onto you. It is something you do have to accept yourself, guys. They will show themselves to you. They will try to get you to be interested in them, but they will not push you too far. You have to make that decision. And if you are going to work with fae and work with dragons, you've got to be prepared to have the dedication and stuff, guys. Giving them offerings, keeping them happy, and not making everything about yourself. Always make sure you're doing things to help them and their realms as well. That is very important to them. So
it's got to be about them. You've got to
to
want
be
to connect.
mutual.
Any of these energies, you've got to want to connect to them for the sake of just getting to know them. You can never connect to any energies to wonder what you can get out the experience. That's not how it works. They won't connect to you if they think that's what you're connecting to them for. You've got to connect because you truly want to know about what they're like, what their worlds are like, their history, what they like to get as offerings, what they don't like for offerings as well. There's a lot of things they probably don't like.
There's so much that you need to do. And that's really beautiful, Christina, sis, that you've got to communicate with you've got a little fairy friend and her name's Lilibin. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful name. So cute.
Aww.
I've seen my two dragons while doing meditation, while listening to Sherry's video for meditation. My meditations do have a way of connecting you to things, so I will warn you that when you listen to them, they do connect you, they do heal you, they do things.
It's the only ones I can meditate to, guys, is Sister Sherry's. There's something about her voice that just puts me under. I just can't do it with anybody else.
Yeah.
I've seen
and a lot of people say that.
Yeah, it's because I know her as well, though. I know Sister Sherry, like, she was my blood sister. Well, she has been a blood sister in previous lives, but right now I trust her like a blood sister. So I know that anytime I go under with her voice, I'm not going to be in a crazy world or anything. I know exactly what I'm getting.
No.
You've got to be careful with some of these meditations. You know, you don't know where they're
Yeah,
going to
well,
take
I always make sure that in my meditation, that's why my meditation's a bit different to some of these people's meditation, because in it I will say that you're powerful and open beings, and I say that you've got the protective energy around you. I do all of that into it because that's me giving that protective energy as well as them, because when you're connecting and you're meditating, you are connecting with the other side. You are connecting with the energies of Mother Nature to meditate, and they are the best healers and protectors. You know what I mean? So that's why I use that in my meditations. And I've had a lot of people that come and say, Sherry, I don't know what it is about your voice, but your voice just like brings me into my meditation, and it does. That's what it's supposed to be. Shaman drumming to meditate. I love shaman stuff, and I am starting to consider actually doing that as well. Start doing some shaman drumming.
Channel, guys. She's got streams on her channel where she's done some drumming. Definitely check them out. There's some on her channel.
I've also made tongue drum music for spirit, mind, and body as well. There's some beautiful songs on my tongue drum that I've done as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's music.
Dash, can you please lay down and stop it?
He probably hears my voice. He's like, Drew's
you know, like, I don't try to say that I'm the best at anything, guys, but I do know that what I do, I put my heart and my soul into, and I make sure that everything is right and how it should be, so you guys are safe. And I've always been that way. That's why I will always listen to the tones and the sounds first. I'll listen to the music. I'll make sure that it makes me feel safe and feel okay before I do it to you. you know what I mean? It's very
See, the
important to
thing
do that.
is,
So
you know all the odds, right? Okay, I've got a bit of a theory here. Tell me if you think it's right, okay? So, Sister Sherry
yeah,
does
go on.
meditation. She also does support streams and things. Do you wonder if it's because she gets it so right for all of us doing the meditations? Because she knows us all. Our spirit guides know us all. So, probably when she's setting out to do these meditations, our guides and things are showing her what needs to be done to help our community. So anything that she's doing is focused, even if she doesn't realise it, anything that she's doing in her meditation is obviously focused for our audience. Because the spirit guides will know exactly what we need. So therefore they'll be making Sister Sherry channel that type of energy to put into the meditation. Because they know that we're all going to watch it.
Yeah.
So in a roundabout way, all our spirit guides probably make sure that Sherry is doing the right things, that we're drumming our meditations to help us all. So if you think about it that way, guys, we're spirit guides and
What
things
you
have got more in our path than we realise.
what you got to remember, guys, is with me, because I'm so intuitive, a lot of my stuff that I actually do is through them. Like they
Yeah.
will help me to choose them. They'll help
Like,
me choose the music.
yeah.
They'll help me to choose the right music for the right time. When I say, right, guys, I think there's something wrong with the community today, they're feeling a bit down, they'll help me choose that music. The same with the tones. Even when I'm writing my music, when I do my music on my tongue drums, when I do my music on my drums and stuff like that, it's not music that I know to do. It just comes to me because they put it in my head at that time. It just
Dancing as well.
comes out.
Even though you're banned for
It's,
dancing because you're up too sore. But it's like when you're dancing as well, you seem to know the right way as well. Do you know what I mean? I know that you've not
be
done
and
a lot of dancing for a while
and
because it
it's,
doesn't
it's what
make
you
you sore.
call in the blood. It's in the
Yeah,
blood. It's in my blood. Any sort of form of music, of meditation, native, anything like that seems to just hit something in me that, and I'm just not me. Like, even though I sound like me and I'm sitting there and I'm acknowledging you all, it's like it's not me, because it's their energy. It's their energy doing that. You've probably
yeah,
noticed it when I've done some of my musical streams where I've been doing the drum. You'll notice that at times it's like I'm not with you guys. Like, you see me kind of like swaying and like I'm not here. I am
yeah.
here, but I'm not, because I'm taken over by the energy of them and what they're showing me and making me hear.
Yeah, you're channeling
And
them.
it's an amazing thing to do. It is an amazing thing to do. And
It's
they'll
much more.
always make sure that anything that I show or do to you guys is safe. And that's why I trust them so much. And it's always been
Yeah,
really beneficial. I ain't just done it to people I know. I've had people come to my house that have been really stressed out. I'm like, just hang on a minute. And I've sat there, I've channeled for a couple of minutes. They've sat there stressing out, and I've put this music on, and they've just calmed, and they're like, how did you do that? And I've spoke to them, they're like, how do you know what to say in that? I said, I don't know how I do it, I just do. And it's my
it's like
energies that help me to do it.
yeah.
It's a trance,
It's
yes, a
took me
trance,
ages.
a form of trance. Yeah, that's what I do.
It's
I'm,
took
I'm
me
not
ages to
I'm
realise
not
it's called
channeling.
hypnosis.
I'm not channeling as such. I'm trancing, which is a
Yeah, you're
similar is a form of channeling, but it's not where they take your body over. It's where they take your mind into doing
yeah.
things. It's different. But yeah,
It's took me ages
Amora.
to
Yeah,
when I'm doing readings that I'm actually channeling, guys. It's not until I sit, it's not until the live stream is over and I sit here and reflect back that I realise to myself, where did half of that come from? And then that's when I
well, yeah.
realised that, yeah,
That's why I like to film. That's why I like to film what I'm doing, because when it actually happens in that moment, it's not like it's not like you know what you're doing or you remember what you're doing. It kind of just comes out at that time. So when you go back over,
yeah.
I've done it where I've gone back over and I'm like, oh my god, look at me, like look at what I'm saying and how I'm acting. But that's what they
I
do
used
to
to
you.
think I was making up
You're not,
stories about people.
most of the time you're not aware. You're not aware that they're there doing that to you. You're not aware of it. You just think you're normal. But then you realise when you watch it back that you're not being normal, that it's something else. You know what I mean? Like,
That's why my
it's
mother used to
natural.
tell
It's
me,
natural to me.
yeah. When I used to stare at people when I was a young kid, and my mum used to tell me to stop staring, I wasn't staring at them because I wanted to stare at them. I was staring at them because I could see energies, not energies around them, but I just knew things about them. And most of the time I would stare at them because I was getting told things about them. So through the years, just watching people and things, and I instantly know things about them, I've always thought that I was making up things in my head about people. It's not until I realise now, looking back, that I've been channeling messages
Yeah.
from the spirit guides about them. But I always thought I was making up bad things about people, and I used to hate myself for it. But now I know it's
No,
called
you're not.
channeling.
It's just how you are. And okay, Sister Amora, good night. Sweet
Good night,
dreams.
Amora.
Bless me.
Blessings.
When creating art, can spirits help motivate your passion for art? Yes, they can help you. And it isn't just spirits that can do that. Your angels, there's certain angels that are connected to you for artistic and creativity. Dragons, fairies, all of these sort of things, they all have different techniques and structures that they go by where they can help people to be creative
Yeah.
and to find their passion in what they love. That's what a lot of these fairies do, and some spirit energies. You can communicate with certain angel energy. There's certain
Yeah,
angels that's for
you can focus it.
creativity
Yeah.
and passion. There's so many. Your guides, even your guides
Yeah.
can help you if you ask them.
That's why I work with 2 or 3 goddesses, such as when you work with
Yeah,
Stephanie, because she's
your guides.
the
Yeah.
goddess of horses. So if you want something done quickly, you can work with Stephanie. Also, if you're going to travel anywhere and you want to get there quick, work with her and things. And you don't. We're working with her. I mean, light a candle, ask her to help you, give her a dedication, maybe some flowers, some jasmine. I find if you give any goddess, deity, jasmine, flower petals, and a little bit of sage petals or lavender petals, most of them will appreciate that much that usually what they'll do is they'll hear you out. So basically, you can pitch it to them like, okay, Stephanie, can you please work with me today to help me to get to my job quicker or something, whatever the case may be, guys. And you'll find that because they know your heart, they know that you're asking these things because you truly need it as well. You're not just asking because you
Yeah.
want it. You know,
So, Brother Scott, just go and look. You can go and look up online what deities can I communicate with to help me to find my passion and my creativity, and they'll bring you up names. And like Sister's saying, you could just put like certain candle colors that are represented to that god or goddess, certain treats and offerings that they like. Um, you know, a bit of sage and a bit of lavender is always good, or jasmine down on the
yeah,
altar for that sort of stuff, and they will help you happily
yeah.
help you. You know what I mean? So just ask them.
Painted things that if I tried that next day, I struggle to do anything. Yeah, Kara.
And Scott, what else did you say? You said something else. I do get creative downloads. Well, that's them. That's them putting those downloads to you. That's them giving you ideas. So they're already doing it with you. You just need to talk to them and say, can you help me to get my passion up a little bit more and help me to get more ideas? And they'll do that. Just put a offering down for them
Yeah,
and they'll be ready.
Just say that you're struggling with direction, even. Can you get a little bit
Yeah.
more direction where to channel your energy to? Everything, guys. Also, remember if you're journaling is a good way to talk to your guides without you even knowing you're talking to your guides, because everything that you're writing down, you're thinking about it. So the minute you start thinking in a way, journaling, your guides are going to hear that. So anything that you're writing down, even if you write it down that you need the help, like, okay, I'm journaling, I'm doing what I've done today, then write it down. Say, I really need some help for a spirit guide, a deity, an ancestor, whoever the case may be, to try and focus my creative energy.
Remember that your mind is a powerful thing, okay, and so is your words, okay, whether they're spoken or they're written, okay. Well, this is what people don't seem to realize, that when you're doing the craft, when you're doing spell work, when you're even just trying to intrusion into something that you're trying to do, just thinking about it, writing it down or speaking it out loud is already casting that into the universe to be done. So when you're writing, you're doing exactly the same thing. You're thinking about it, like Sister said, and it's being spoke even without you speaking it, because it's being spoken in your head. It's being spoke through the words you're writing. It becomes a spell because you're already putting it into the universal energy, which is what manifests what you're wanting. So and it also goes to the energies of Mother Earth and Mother Nature, because it is linked to that. So anything you do, guys, whether you speak, write, think, you're manifesting those things. So always
Yeah,
remember, when it's something you really need, really
words
think
are
about it,
powerful.
really write about it. And why do you think we say when we're doing certain spells and stuff, you really have to see yourself doing that? Like recently, I won't say the name of the person, but I have somebody that's been needing to get a home because of a situation that they're in, and I decided to go over and help them. And we set up their altar because they are becoming a witch, and they're doing absolutely amazing. Sister Drew will probably know who this lovely lady is. She's with me quite a lot.
Yeah.
So she's in some situations, and she needed some stuff to be sorted. She needed to have a money influence. She needed to be able to know that certain things that she's going through is going to be sorted out. And I had to talk with her the other day after doing these spells, and we done the one for her wanting a home, and she made it and done it herself, and I just watched her and talked her through.
Oh,
And
good.
she sat there and she was thinking, she goes, right, how do I do this? I said, right, when you're writing down the address of the place you're wanting, because you know it. She goes, yeah. I said, and you're doing this for you and for your brother and stuff like that. She goes, yeah. I said, you've got to not vision you want in the house. You've got to vision yourself moving into it and being accepted for it. That's what I told her she needed to do. So she done this. I helped her do it by sitting there with her and focusing on it. And she come back the other day and she said to me, sis. I said, yeah. She goes, you know the place that I said to you about? She goes, I went and looked at it the other day. I said, yeah. She goes, we're getting the paperwork for it. So she's actually getting this place that we done the spell on. Okay. And I was so happy because I know that my work's going to work, but she formed this spell, most of it herself,
That's good, because
just with
that
my
just shows
guidance.
you that
And
it
I
wasn't.
was so happy because I'm educating and learning her and teaching her, and she's doing my ways. And she took on everything I said. I had to say the words to help her say the words. She'd say it out and she was manifesting it. That come true, right? Then we'd made this money candle, but we never got to light it. And I told her she needed to light it when she got home, but she ended up having to go away for a week. She didn't even have to light the candle, just through making and thinking it and me showing her what to do. She was manifested money.
See, powerful stuff. You just have to
And she didn't even
believe.
light that candle. That was just the intention and the thinking about it and how much she needs that money,
It's
and
amazing.
for a good reason. You know what I mean? So it happens, guys, and it's there. And you know what I mean? Like, we literally done that spell that one night when I was there. We done it. We cleansed and washed out around everywhere after doing it as well. We left. She goes away for a week. She comes back and everything's just fell in place, you know. And the spirit guides that she was communicating with on her pendulum and that, she was asking if she was going to get this place. They were telling her yes. Like, they were telling her that this was going to happen, you know what I mean, as well, because of the spell and that. And she was just so happy the other day. She's going, sis, thank you so much for being the one that teaches me and learns me. And you got me to do my first casting. And she was really not confident about doing it, and she was scared about crafting or doing any spell work. And I said, look, I said, the first time's always daunting, but once you get used to doing that and it
Yeah.
achieves something, you'll get the love for it. And she is beaming now, and she's not so
You
scared about it anymore. So just remember to
put
never do
MCAT
it to be
up.
easy. Yeah,
You put MCAT's comment up. He's made a good
yeah.
point. Yeah, definitely, says that's powerful, and I do know who you're talking about, and I'm so glad that she's actually took that step and started actually doing the work now
If you
instead of.
realise you're dreaming, ask questions such as, what am I here to learn? Or what does this represent? Yes, that's very true. You know, it's
Yeah,
very important that when you're working with any sort of form of energy, whether it's your guide, your spirit guide, you know, angels, whatever energy you're working with, gods, goddesses, when you're working with them, you do need to sometimes ask them questions. You need to ask them what it is that they're
there
wanting you
for
to
the
learn. You need to
direction.
ask them what is it that they're wanting you to represent and what you're wanting from them and things like
Yeah,
that. You do need to put those questions out sometimes to get to the point and to get to that place. You know what I mean?
and you'll see little
So important.
signs as well. See, if you
Signs,
ask
yeah.
for the help, you'll see little signs. Like maybe you'll see something that'll keep popping up. Like for all of a sudden, you'll ask, "What do I do to get help?" You'll see things for witches popping everywhere. You might see things for even if
Yeah,
it's
I
the
do it all
Christian
the time.
path they want you to take. They'll keep
I
seeing
do it
churches.
all the time. I have done this week.
They
Well,
put
like
it
with
right in
setting up the
your
groups and stuff like that, I've been asking them loads of questions like, how am I going to go about these groups? What am I supposed to be doing? What is it? I know you want me to change it, but what do you want me to do? I've asked them questions like this, and that's how all three of them have changed.
Yeah,
And
the
everything's
future.
going the way that it's meant to be going. And we've got this new group. I asked them about the new group. How do you think the new group needs to be? What am I supposed to do? How are we supposed to educate these people? What is it you want these people to understand and learn about? And it's about your spiritual paths and about finding your right path to be in that right place. So it was their ideas, you know what I mean, and something I've always wanted to do. So they do answer you guys. It's just taking the time to sit there for 5 minutes and talk to them. They're there to listen to you and to help you. You just got to realize that.
Listen, don't doubt it. I used to doubt.
Yes.
Then I was telling you about, I used to think when I was channeling these things about people that I used to think I was making up stories about them in my head. You've got to
And
realise
it's
that
easy to do that, sis.
yeah.
It's easy to do
Now
that. If
look
you're
back,
not used to doing that, then it's not, that's a normal way to act if you're not used to doing that sort of stuff, or you don't
think on
remember
a
doing that
horrible
sort of stuff.
person.
That's how
Yeah,
it happens, you know what I mean? But as you go on and you open more in your path and in everything you are, you'll realize that everything that you've ever had going on around you is actually all connected to it. You know, this voice that you hear in your head that you think it's yourself talking back to yourself, it's not, it's them communicating with you through your consciousness. Remember that they weren't going to just talk to you through consciousness. They may talk to you through feeling, emotion. They may give you signs. There may be something you see that's unusual. You go back and search it, and it's a message. It's something they're telling you. It's been everything, guys. It's being tuned to that and realizing that. Even picking up a feather of a certain bird, go back, research the bird feather. The feather has always got a representation to what they're trying to tell you. So it's in everything, guys.
Definitely try and get out in the nature and sit under a tree for a little while. Usually you'll find you'll connect pretty quick if you've got your hand or your feet on the ground. Usually that's when you'll get your best channeling, is if
That
you've
is
got
the best
yourself into nature.
connection, yes.
Trees are
You know,
amazing, guys, honestly.
they give you a lot of gifts and stuff all around you and that, but like sister's saying, the best way to communicate, to connect, and to truly understand yourself is being with Mother Earth and Mother Nature. It is. And sitting near a tree is full of energy and wisdom and knowledge and healing. It cleanses you. So it is the most best thing to sit up and relax next to. I do it all the time when I go up to my woodlands. I'll sit near my favourite trees and I'll lean up them, and I've got my book and I'm drawing things, and it's stuff that's coming in my head while I'm sitting there near the tree, and this tree's giving me these images and all these things, you know what I
mean? We don't know what they have next year. But the trees want you to hug them. It's like, hug me, come hug me. They call
they love it.
Stop it.
I used to dream of more of the promotions of murders, seeing everything but never the location. So I was no help. It was so aggravating. But the thing is, this is you just even acknowledging the fact that you're picking up on this person and what's happened to them will help them to be able to move over. So you were helping them in your own way, just not the way that you wished you could. So don't ever think you weren't helping, because by acknowledging them and seeing that, you know what happened to them. So that helps them to come to more terms with it. And you can help them to get over that pain by your abilities. So you did help. They're working towards facing a fear or meeting the new people in person. I have 2 meet-up groups to see. Well, it's good. And sometimes you'll find a lot of beneficial things in meeting up with other people and talking to other people. And, you know, more people have got to find their confidence and be themselves. Too many people scared of being themselves, and you shouldn't be. Just be you.
It's good for your spirit, Brother Scott, to be around people like yourself. I honestly don't know if I would have survived this survived being the way I am without the community that I've got online. You know, so you've got to be around people that have the same interests as you. so that you know that you're not going crazy, that you know the things that you're feeling and seeing is real. And the guidance that you get for other people is important.
And be happy that you're doing that, and do that. Just follow your heart and that, guys. That's why they're trying to tell you these things. The tree connects heaven and earth. You're very right there, Witch Master. They do connect heaven and earth, and they connect many other things as well. They connect us to different energies and different deities. They connect us to the world itself. They benefit us in so many ways. They help us with breathing and feeding and all sorts of things. You know what I mean? So, but yes, they are most definitely a connection of heaven and earth. They definitely are. Yeah, and very ancient energy. Very.
And remember as well, if you've not got any trees around you, even just take your shoes and socks off and go stand on the ground. If you've got grass around, that's just as good as hugging a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, go stand on grass. Go stand near a bush. A bush will do the same thing. They're all the same thing. It's like a mini version of a tree. That's what a bush is. It's a mini version of a tree.
Yeah. You just have to be open to hear the messages and make sure you don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt what you're hearing and feeling. It's important to not doubt yourself, because that is what stumped that growth in you in the first place, is people telling you that connection wasn't real. So you've got to truly believe what you're seeing, hearing, feeling is the real
Yeah, no,
thing.
you do need to believe in it. You do need to believe in it, as you're going to find it really difficult to do it if you're not going to listen to what you're feeling or seeing and stuff. You do need to believe and connect.
Yeah. Definitely didn't want you to things like that when you were younger. So now that more people are getting spiritual and opening up to these ways, the true way I call it, then people are getting more curious, and it just takes a little bit of practice. Sit there and try and put everything else out your mind, and then ask your questions. Even don't ask a question and see how you feel, and then write it all down. Put it in a journal, and then keep doing that. And then when you look back your journal in, say, 6 months' time, it'll be amazing how far you've came. Sorry, I look tired, guys.
Yeah.
I've seen
It's
myself.
all right. You've been at work, though. You won't be on for hours and stuff like you mean. Do not worry.
I've only had one day off this week for my sins. I just can't say no.
I'm not going to keep you on for like too long.
No, definitely. I love these conversations anyway. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Kim says, yes, I've gone into my backyard and just sat on the ground and listened. It's truly cool feeling. It's definitely, you just have to be open to hear the messages.
Lady Watch says that she even speaks to her trees through the windows on cold days when I can't get outside. It's not as nice as being out there, but it works. Yes, you can talk to them from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, they will connect with you. They know your energy. Of course, they'll connect to you whether you're near them or not. Yeah, it's not the same as being right near them, but it's still amazing. And you can still speak to them and learn things. So they're never that far.
It's amazing, guys. I love it. Honestly, I know I keep saying it. People in my community will probably be fed up hearing this, but the day I heard the tree talk to me in the way across the road for the shop, I was absolutely gobsmacked. I looked around me and I thought, is it my niece's house is right next to it, basically. So I looked up and I thought, is that Chelsea talking? And I looked up and the light wasn't on, and I looked around me and I'm like, who's talking? Who's talking? And then it wasn't until I clipped the trees and I'm like, is that tree talking to me? And I walked away like, did I really hear that? And then I could hear all the way across the road, yes, you did hear that. We are talking. And I came in here and I went straight onto the clan chat, I think it was, and I was like,
yeah, it was, yeah.
It was amazing. And do you know something? I don't even know what they said. Looking back, I just knew it was speaking.
Yeah, but at first, if you're not used to doing it, it sounds very gobbledygook and stuff like that. But once you get used to listening to it and stuff, and it's not always about listening and hearing things. Sometimes they speak to you through feeling and emotion. So it's so many different ways that they communicate with you. And it's really good, Scott, that you go out there and you touch the tree that's near your house and you close your eyes to listen. That's good. And it's also, like Sister Mystical said, it's a really good way of grounding as well. It is definitely.
Kim says, agree, I have an old oak tree in the back garden and in front of the house. That's good, Kim, because you'll probably feel a lot of groundedness for that then if
That's
you're
good,
in the
yeah.
middle of it. Yeah.
I always ground my roots from my feet from inside through the house, down the wall, and out into the to the garden trees. Yeah, and that's what you do. Like you can envision in that. Like everyone goes, yeah, but how can you do meditation envisioning yourself like taking the energy from Mother Earth if you're sitting on your in your front room? I said, but you can still do it because the floor's still attached to Mother Earth and Mother Nature, you know what I mean? So you would envision that energy coming from the core of Earth and coming up through like your garden and into your building, into your feet, and coming up your body. It still does the same thing. It's just you're just sitting inside. Just imagine that when your feet are touching your floor, your feet are touching Mother Earth and Mother Nature, and there you go, presto.
Remember, everything is what you want it to be. As long as you truly believe, you truly know what you're doing is correct, you can't go far wrong. Belief, trust, hope, no, even the hope, just really just trusting in everything that you're feeling is right is everything, guys. Do not doubt.
It is,
No
yeah.
doubt. And you will always connect. Just do not ever doubt it.
Yeah, and it is it's the best way to heal, the best way to connect, and the best way to ground and stuff is having your shoes off and feeling the bare energy of the floor, the ground, the energy of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Because it's really hard to try and get the energy to come through a pair of shoes that you're putting on your feet. You need your feet to touch the floor, bare feet. You know,
Definitely.
it's such a beautiful and magical feeling, and such an empowering feeling as well. Very empowering feeling.
It's an amazing
It's
feeling,
nuts.
guys. As I've told you, I cannot believe the day that cup. I'm looking at the cupboard right now in the kettle. The cup fell out of the cupboard right into the cup, and when that boiling hot water hit my arm, it instantly turned cold. How can you explain that if it was not for faith in the spirits had my back, my deities had my back, whoever it was that saved me
Exactly.
that night? Guys, it's real.
It's
It
very
really is
real.
real, I promise you.
Very, 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 very real. All of this is very real. You know, I
Yeah,
I wouldn't be sitting here telling you a load of cop wash. I wouldn't have the time to do that. I'm not that sort of person. Everything
yeah,
I speak to you about and educate you and learn you about are things I experience and things that I know work and are real. So,
yeah.
you know, it's like
That's
somebody
what
said to me the
it's
other
about.
day on the show, Matthew turned around and said, yeah, but how do you know that like what you're experiencing is not your imagination? I said, yeah, but you need to use your imagination to be able to you need to be able to use an imagination to be able to use your consciousness. I said, and
Yeah,
who can say that when you're having an imagination, when you've got an imagination, who can really turn around and say to you that that imagination is the wrong way of thinking? I said, how do you know that? How do you know that that isn't how we use our consciousness and stuff? And he goes, I
exactly.
love how you think. And it's the
Exactly.
truth.
It's the truth. The minute you think you're already started spell work, the minute you think, okay, I need to do a spell for healing, that's the spell already started. It's unbelievable the way it works. I just love it, guys. It's everything to me. As I keep saying, I am a witch. It's who I am. Paranormal is my passion,
Last
but witchcraft is
last
just who
time I
I
was
am.
barefoot on my floor, a jumping spider got my toes. I almost fell off the bed. Oh dear. I'm not
Love
too
that.
keen off spiders myself, sis, so do not worry about that. But
I'm not
it
too
is
bad
true, guys. You know, like it's a truly amazing thing, and you do have to have an imagination to be able to do this, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. So
And you'll know the difference. You'll know the difference of what if something is something that you when you've truly connected, you know. You just know there's a knowing, if you
yeah,
know what I mean.
you
But
do.
when it's an
You get
imagination,
that
it's different.
sense and that feeling.
Yeah, it's totally different. My dog's the same, sister Sherry. Wait to open my door. You just stop it. Oh my goodness, I just hit my knee. Bloody dogs.
Yeah, no, I'm the same, Sister Kerry. Like even if it doesn't matter what time of year it is. I'll always go and stand outside with bare feet, even if it's only for like a couple of seconds, couple of minutes. You know what I mean?
Always
Because
use your
it's still good
hands.
for you. Yeah, it might be a bit chilly in the
Yeah.
winter, but you know, you ain't got to stand up there hours. Just a couple of minutes. It's just to connect, to feel that
Yeah.
energy.
And if it is too
Give me
cold, you
2 minutes, guys. I'm just gonna carry on talking. I'm gonna have to let him out for a week because he's doing my head in.
Okay. Yeah, Sparkle was the same. I'd open the door for her. Remember, guys, if you don't want to use your feet because it is cold, you can always use your hands. As Sister Kerry says, sit on the bench and put your hand on the ground if you feel your feet are if it's going to be too cold. There's so much ways you can do it. You know, and also as well, remember when you're hugging trees and things, you don't always have to make sure that you're like putting your arms right around the tree. Sit underneath it and just put your hand on it. Even your back being on it is a connection. The minute you start to think about these things, you've already connected. I use my imagination to build art in my mind, and it's the same thing as manifesting. Definitely, Brother Scott. Everything starts in the mind.
Yep. None of this would be possible if we didn't have a mind.
Yeah. You just have to let your consciousness take it further and truly know that what you're doing is what you truly want and what's truly right. Remember, the old ways were the only way at one point. Everything else took over. So going back to nature, going back to the way that we do things, using your herbs, using your candles, even making your own candles, it all goes back to basics, the way that our ancestors did it. I mean, years ago, our ancestors
Real way.
didn't have kettles and
The real way.
things. Yeah, the real way.
A
Just
lot of
think about
people have
it, guys.
lost the way how things used to be. A lot of
Yep,
people
and if
have lost that, and that way was healthy and good for you, and people need to get back to that.
yeah, where would we be? Imagine that the internet was to stop tomorrow. In any of these places, plastics was to stop, making iron and things all stop. But we'd all have to go back to basics. We'd all have to start going back into the woods and getting our own herbs, digging up our own potatoes and things. We wouldn't could just go to the shop and get some frozen chips. You would have to start back and growing all your own stuff, finding a way to
Yeah,
harvest, finding a way to dry it
yeah,
all
you're
out.
gonna have to.
Yeah,
My doctors
those
say no outside bare feet, so I have to use my hands, and for me, that is a more concentrated connection. Well, yeah, even using your hands, it doesn't
really
matter what part of your
yeah,
body is touching that floor or that ground, it still does the same thing.
yeah,
Still does the same
definitely.
thing.
And see, once you have connected, you don't always have to keep on doing that all the time. The minute you make the connection,
No,
think about how it feels and then manifest that straight away. Like right now, I could sit and connect to the moon and my deities at any point in time because I know the feeling of doing it. I know.
yeah, same.
Yeah, so once you master how to connect and make that connection, then you can connect instantly. And as Mystical can do prayer work and things if she's traveling in a car because she knows that her deities are with her at all times. She knows what to do and she can visualize it. So it's back to basics with everything. You don't need all the tools. As long as you're connecting in your heart, your mind, and your soul, then don't ever doubt it. And it's just the same as using candles, using your herbs and things. Everything's a connection you have to spirit.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it's like we always say to you guys is the magic's in you. It's not in your tools. Your tools are just something to
Yeah,
amplify it. Your tools are just something to direct that energy and to bring that energy. That is what they do. You know what I
yeah,
mean? We are the ones with the power and the energy. Without our energy in us, we wouldn't be able to connect to these tools, and these tools wouldn't be able to do what we want them to do. And that's what people have got to remember. You know, if you put a wand on the table when you're not touching your wand's not going to work. You need to put that energy into the wand for it to work.
yeah.
You need to use it a certain way. So it's all about intention and mind and visionary and all
Don't
sorts of
ever
things.
doubt yourself, yeah. Visualize.
Using a craft is like using all of your senses. That's all I can explain it. Your craft is
Definitely,
using your
that's a
senses.
good way to explain it. Yep. and don't doubt yourself. It's definitely using all your senses, guys. See, once you do start, and this is for the people that's probably thinking about getting into witchcraft or even this spiritual path, but they've not done it yet. See, once you do it, you will never look back, I promise you. So much opens up to you. You have a kind of understanding of the universe. You have a more understanding of who you are as a person as well, because the shadow work and things that you have to do in order to connect just makes you know yourself so much better. And it's a great connection, guys. I can't even explain to you how happy it makes you feel. You just feel as if you know yourself so good, and you feel as if you can get over any hurdle in your life, because all your deities, even your sisters and your brothers that's in the community, are all with you. You go through this journey together as a community. It's just amazing. I love it. Night, Amora. I think she went away a wee while ago, Camp. So I do. Yeah, definitely remember, guys, sister.
Sorry, guys.
Tomorrow night's show as well. We'll be doing some divination. What did we say last week we were going to do? What did you remember?
Well, we done the what did we do last week? We done the
divination tools, and we done the coin, and we done some postcard for
yeah.
spirit.
I think we said that we was going to do some cards or something, or runes or something like that.
Yeah. We'll definitely do some divination, guys, tomorrow night. So basically, we will be connecting to the spirit guides and things. So if any of you know any friends and things,
I've got my new fairy. I've got my new fairy cards.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I've got my new fairy cards. I could do my fairy cards and my dragon cards because I knew that they wanted to talk again. I knew that. So yeah.
And I'll do the druid. I'll do the druid oracle. Okay. My sister can do the fairies and the dragons. Yeah, that'll be good. I've used that deck. That was a deck I got at Glastonbury. I've only used it once. So it'll be interesting to use it with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. So it'd be really nice to get back to doing that because I haven't really done any card readings for a while.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to use the fairy ones. I don't know if we've ever used fairy cards before, have we?
Oh, I've got fairy cards, but they were the tarots. These are oracles. These are actually fairy oracles. They're not tarots. They're messages. You know what I mean? So
I wonder what they're going to tell us.
Oh, they're amazing, though. They're beautiful cards. Yeah. Beautiful cards.
They're beautiful, guys. Oh, I need to shut this door. It's getting cold. Oh, chilly.
I did let my boy in, and then I had to go and let him back out again because he started throwing up because he's at grass outside. So he started chucking it all up. I was like, oh, great.
Oh, dearie dear. Dogs, who would have them? It would be interesting if Sparkle and Dash was ever to meet. I bet they would play for hours.
I'm sure they will because I'm determined to come down and see us. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is the year we're all going to do things. Loads of things that we've never done. I can't wait till you come to Scotland, honestly, you and Sister Kerry. I can't wait. I can't wait till we can go to Edinburgh and things and experience it all together.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Just remember, guys,
I can't wait to go to Glastonbury. I'm dying for Glastonbury.
Yeah. And you guys will be here to see it all. It's an amazing place, honestly. Really cool. It's crazy just how magical the place feels, isn't it, Sister Kerry? It's the minute that you come into the land, there's just something that makes you instantly happy and connected. It's crazy. Don't you start. Lie down. Lie down. I've got to try and get on.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really amazing.
Yeah, it's an amazing place. And it definitely is the land. Yeah. And remember, it's the land of Merlin and things, so it's definitely already got that magical properties there.
Yeah, I need to start working with my oracles. We'll start working with them, sis. You know, if you guys have got cards at home, just start working with them, holding them, get to feel them, learn about how they work and what they
Yeah.
represent and stuff, and you'll be
Look
away with
at
it. It's all about
just bring them
trusting
out
what
and
you
look
feel.
at them.
Yeah, just get a
Just look
feel
at
for
the
them.
cards, see how you make you feel every card that you pull. You'll probably find once you start doing that, even if you're looking at 2 or 3 different decks you have, that you'll be drawn to one deck to start with, and that'll be the deck that they'll be wanting you to concentrate on. Because that happened to me with the postcard for Spirit, remember? I've had these for I
Yeah,
started my path, and I feel as if that's because Spirit wants those ones. That's the ones that Spirit's actually chosen to give messages to you guys through. I've got loads of Oracle decks, but any time I go to pick a deck, they just make me pick postcard for Spirit and the Keepers of the Light, and sometimes Moonology. But I could try some more at some
yeah.
point in time. But Spirit wants to use these ones.
They will communicate with you the ones
Oh,
that they
we'll be
like
down,
you to use
sis.
and stuff
We will
like
be
that.
down.
And another thing I've noticed as well, like we all have these books and stuff, and you have ways that you'll learn about the cards. But one thing that I've been learning a lot about them, like I've like recently, like before like everything happened and stuff, when I started doing my readings and stuff, it would be more me just saying about how I feel towards you guys, and they would just give me the messages through the cards. So
Yeah.
it just seemed to just work. It was weird. It weren't even reading the stuff out of the books. It's just
That's what happens
what I
usually
get
when
and what I
you
feel.
with
And
me.
hey, Mr. Mountain Darling,
Welcome
you
in,
know,
sis. That usually
and that
happens.
really
I
is
used
what
to
reading
tab and
is.
it's just it's a download to tell you.
Yeah.
She doesn't need cash,
And
guys.
everybody's readings different, you know what I mean? Like for me, I just go naturally. I go by what I feel and things like that. Sometimes I read the book out if I feel I have to and
No,
it
brother
needs to be read
Scott.
out.
Maybe one day she'll take the plunge, brother, and have a reading from us. Brother Scott saying, "I wish Drew, my wife, would get a reading from you." Just some people are not interested, brother Scott. Maybe one day. I've got a girl that comes into the shop. I was just telling William who wants me to do a reading in the house this week for her. I'll need to give her a shout, come down, and get a reading off me.
Yeah, no, that'd be really good.
I know I need to get back to doing it again. I need to get back to bringing clients into my home and doing readings, or even just doing them online. I need to get back to it.
Yeah, no, I remember about that, Sister Kim. But what you got to remember is even if you can't get to Glastonbury itself, you can look up on the history of Glastonbury and stuff, and there's always other ways that you can connect and communicate with it,
Yeah,
not
and
always
never
necessarily by being there, you know.
I tried to go live for Glastonbury, guys, and it was just so. It's as if the energy there maybe doesn't want you to share it as deep as that. I don't know. It was strange. I tried to go live for the old church that we were sitting in, Sister Kerry and I, and it just wouldn't let it connect. There's maybe something in that churchyard that I was in that didn't want me to be sharing anything. I don't know, but it is. It's really such a magical place.
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
that happens sometimes.
When we are old and weary, we will be getting a caravan and staying at Glastonbury. Sister Kerry,
Oh
Sister
yeah,
Sherry. You want to find
oh
us, we will
yeah.
be in Glastonbury Plains in a caravan. So many
There is
energies.
so yeah. I can feel lots of energy from that place, and I haven't even been there yet, so I can't wait.
I've actually
What we
got it in
will
my
get off
bag all times. I love it.
we will get off soon because we've been going for an hour and a half, guys, and
We're running adrenaline
it's
at
been
this
really,
point.
really, really amazing. It's been really amazing having all of you guys in here and answering your questions and talking to you about things. I hope that you've really enjoyed the show tonight with me and Sister Drew. It's been really good to see you all. We've missed you.
Yeah, we've missed you. So I love doing these streams, guys. Even if we haven't got a aimed subject at the night, it's maybe just Q&A. It still lets us connect to you guys, and that's always good for me. I love connecting to you and
Yeah, well, that's
answering
why I thought I'd do it as well,
questions.
so we could just talk to them because they haven't really got to do that with us. They've seen us on shows where we've been doing things and we kind of have to
Not
leave. So I
interacting
thought,
with
hey, do you know what? We'll just do it where we make it about the group and
Yeah.
our people, you know what I mean? And they can ask us things or just talk, and that's
We're
what we've
glad
done.
you're awake too, Sister Kerry.
I'm glad that you was awake too, sis. We hope you're all right.
We love you.
You didn't
Love
know
like
it, Drew, sis.
you,
You're a
everyone.
poet.
I'm a poet. I
yes,
didn't know it.
I do. I love a random chit chat as well. I do, and I think it really just helps because people can connect. Okay, much love, everyone. I'm going to go get my crossover done. Okay, Sister Christina, lots of love and light.
Blessings to you.
Blessings. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll get off of here, and don't forget to tune in for Sister's show tomorrow at 11 p.m. UK time. And that's going to be doing the divinization stream. So we're going to be using our cards tomorrow, guys. So don't be missing that. And keep an eye out for any of the other shows that are on. Yeah, and mine are going to be my witch, not my witch, my fairies and my dragon cards, guys. So tune in for that show. Keep an eye out for any other shows that are on the channels and stuff as well, guys. Make sure you go hit all of those links to join those groups. Make sure you hit all my links as well, and come and join us. So I'm going to play the intro out, guys, and we will see you very, very soon for the next show. Sis, do you want to say anything quickly?
Just blessings, everybody, and thank you. And I'll see you all tomorrow night. Remember, tell a friend, because somebody else maybe need a little message for Spirit, okay? And thank you all for coming. Blessings.
Lots of love, light, and blessings, angels. We love you, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon. Have a safe evening.
Bye-bye.